Hey, 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 gather around the hearth. It's time for Save Your Bacon, an advice comedy podcast where we think we're helping, but you don't need those kind of formalities. You know, I've been thinking a lot this week, Zane.
Yeah.
I think we don't really address our audience enough. And I mean, if we're not going to address our audience, we're pretty much just talking to ourselves in an empty room, 1,200 miles apart. But, I mean, I feel like I just need to remember, ask the audience how they're doing, see how they're
Right.
feeling,
Okay, yeah.
see if they need like a Diet Gatorade,
Yeah.
or
How's everyone doing tonight? All
there's
right.
LaCroix in the basement. Yeah, hey, like gather around. I know there's not enough chairs, but
Yeah.
I can take a couple cushions from the other, like the parlor room.
I can
and throw
always
'em on
ask the
floor.
people upstairs if they could lend us one.
We can take the more able-bodied people and make them sit on the ground.
That's
That
true.
seems right.
Yeah.
Yeah. We got some, older folks and some people who just sometimes get jerks about having to sit on the floor, so they
Right.
can sit on chairs. Yeah. I mean, I just want to make sure you guys are comfortable, welcomed, ready to rock. Ready to rock? Cool. Okay, let's do this.
Let's roll.
Yeah. I'm going to start us off with a question here.
Sounds great.
Yeah, I mean that's a good way to start, right? What do you guys think? Cool, thank you. Yeah, so
Love the
this
feedback, by the way, guys. Love the feedback.
No, we appreciate that. Feedback's always good. And so this is the wildest story I've ever heard in my entire life. This one, I mean, not that others aren't true, but I feel like it's important that I preface this with saying that this is true. Okay, here we go. Ready? Last week, I had a woman come into my work. Pretty standard. They wanted a divorce. I give them a list of lawyers, because I work in human resources, but they said they also wanted to seek out a protective order. I told them that judges rarely hand out protective orders, but the woman said that she had the key to winning the protective order. After asking me if I was a confidential resource 4 or 5 times, she then informed me that her and her husband were in an adult nursing relationship. I asked if she meant that she was caring for her husband, but she said that no, it was a breastfeeding relationship.
Oh, the breast of friends.
Okay, it doesn't end there.
No.
After accepting this, she informed me that she was worried about her husband retaliating for using this information in court since he was so smart. My question is this. Was it the breastfeeding that's making him so smart?
That's what I was about to say. That's exactly what I was going to say. It's the breast milk that's making him so smart.
He never stopped getting the nutrients.
Exactly. This is where
He
you
never
get all
stopped
your
getting
good
vitamin A through H, It's all there. That's what I've been told.
Yeah, no, you need it from an early age, but the fact that he never stopped, this guy must be one of the smartest men in the world.
I know. He's up there with Elon never stopped. That's why he's the way he is.
Exactly. Elon Musk keep breastfeeding.
He mustn't stop. Yeah. I mean, if this is all a baby needs in order to get by for like the first, I don't know, how long do they breastfeed? A year? I don't know. That's too long.
You'd
6
think
months?
so, but I think that there are some kind of crazy people that breastfeed until they're like 3.
No, and they're way worse than that. Like, there have been people who do it through, like, high school and stuff on rare occasions.
What?
But it's just, like, if that's all you need to, like, double your size for the first, like, year, then this man is likely, like, 800 pounds at this point. And, like, fit.
Of pure muscle.
Yeah, fit is a... I don't know, what is a fit thing? A dog? A
Not a
lion?
fiddle, that's for sure.
Not a fit. Oh, that would be dumb. Oh,
I like fit as a dog.
fit is a dog.
It's as fit as a dog.
Fit as a poodle. And so, like, why did we ever stop? If you don't stop, does it run out?
The thing I'm confused about right now in this situation,
I'm so glad that two white unmarried men are being asked this question.
It's very important we tackle these problems head on now before we encounter them in the future.
You're right. No, these are important questions.
So the breastfeeding relationship, the breast buddies, the breast of friends. So it's not that the husband's like still working the mom, right? That'd be terrifying.
No, wait, what? Say it again?
So it's like he's working off his wife, right?
Yes.
Okay. Imagine if he was
off his
his
wife.
mom is like 90 years old, and just in a retirement home, and he's just showing up every now and then. He's like, Mom, I need my juice. And
I need the nutrients. Give me the nutrients, Mom. Mom, I've come for my nutrients.
Mom,
you owe this to me, Mom. I put you here. I pay for this. You're only here because of me, Mom.
It's 6:30 p.m. You know why I'm here. The only reason I ever visit you at 6:30 p.m. Ma,
it's for my nutrients.
Give me my mind vitamins.
I'm so smart because of you, Mom. I owe you my smart. Oh, my
So he's
goodness.
working off the wife. So this is what I'm wondering. The situation that we're being handed, she's worried because of how smart he is that he's going to be able to handle this case.
But if she keeps going with this, he's only going to get smarter and be better at retaliating.
But if she's trying to get a divorce, not because they have a bad relationship, but because he's becoming too strong, and she needs to get away. Bad. Otherwise, he's going to become too smart for human ears and mind to ever behold.
It's time to move on to a new man who needs my smarts.
This is have become better smart question.
Enough. What?
Is she gonna breastfeed the next guy?
Oh, I mean, absolutely. I mean, no, sorry, that's a weird implication. But I mean, like, there's good chance. I mean, if they're in like a relationship, I don't assume that. I think the kind of the tone of this question is that it's not that, or is it? Is that the problem, or is that just like a piece of thing that I don't get it.
I don't think the breast milk is a problem. I think that this guy. Now, obviously, he came in, I'm sure he was like, I've been dealing with my past 3 marriages, and all of them left me. And she was like, why? And he's like, well, I've got this weird little fetish. And she's like, oh, don't worry, I'm sure we can manage with it. And then, boom, she's sucked in. Well, sorry, he's sucked in, she's sucked in. And now, all of a sudden, this man has the IQ. He's like, his IQ is like 600, right? He's through the roof underground at this point. he's crazy when it comes to intelligence. You hand him just a board that's got numbers on it without even looking, he'll tell you the answer. Like, he knows things. He knows to the minute when the sun is gonna blow up. He knows things, right?
Oh boy.
So at this point, this lady is thinking, I gotta get out of here. Because when this man starts to take over the world, I can't be the person that brought this on everything. She's kind of like in Infinity Wars. It's like he's Thanos, and she's just feeding him the stones. Come
suckle from my stones.
He's suckling
forth,
on those
Thanos.
stones.
Suckle thine stones.
He's suckling those stones.
You will kill half the world with my suckling stones.
I'm like Thanos' mom right now. I'm not in a good spot. I gotta go find me a new man. So what she needs to do...
Would you be worried if you were the wife that he would be playing the comparison game between you and his mom?
No. It's a very literal Oedipus complex.
I mean, correct, yes.
There's no denying that there's some kind of comparison.
Yeah. Man,
what she needs to do is she needs to find a new man to enhance to his level of intelligence to balance out good and evil within the world.
She needs to raise up an equally powerful superhero to take down the villain. Yeah. She needs to suckle a new man in order so that they can neutralize each other and beat each other up in a big fight. And hurt each other's heads so that they're not as smart anymore.
Neutralize with nutrients.
Okay, here's the thing. Here's the thing. I think this is the answer then.
Okay.
The answer for this woman is lean into it one more time. Say,
lean into it or him?
Have him lean into you one more time.
Yeah.
And say, Stanley, it's your last time. Enjoy it.
Stanley? This whole time?
Stanley this whole time?
Was the guy this whole time?
No, get lost. Whatever.
He made so many good comics.
You're so far away from your mic.
No wonder he made so many good comics.
That's how he got all his smarts.
It's because every day he was with his wife. Oh, and that's why he could be like, boom, Spider-Man, boom, the Green Lantern, boom, this guy. He's just pumping him this out. Oh man, whole Marvel Cinematic Universe relies on good milk.
Zane, clearly there was nothing getting pumped out, but no, but you bring Stan. I was gonna say Stanley has one word, but Stan, whose last name is Lee, come forth one last time. I bid thee. And you bring him close, and he is drawing more comics, and he has a new one. It's called Turtle Boy, and he's really excited about Turtle Boy. And he pulled a brick from behind your back, and he can't be looking because he has one eye on his comic, and the other one is just enveloped. And so you take the brick and bonk him just hard enough to lose his smarts. He will not beat you in court then. You might have a second lawsuit, but he will not beat you in court with his new lawsuit.
You pulled a Tom and Jerry. You bowling ball the smarts out. He's gonna forget. Not only gonna forget his smarts, he's gonna forget how he got hit on the head. So you're gonna be out of that one too.
Thank you, Amnesia. Yeah. So that was the craziest story I've literally ever heard in my life. I transcribed that because I had a friend of mine who came up to me and said, I need this in your podcast because this is a real life thing going on.
That's a real life thing? That's amazing.
Yeah. So that is from Crying Over Spilled Milk.
That's a fantastic name now.
Yeah, I thought so too. That's what I got for that question. I feel like I need a 48-minute nap after that one, but I want you to give us a question.
Will do. Okay, this question comes from Rock Flag and Eagle Gold. It's a Always Sunny Philadelphia reference. Thank you so much. The question is, can I sue Target for giving me a free mint that destroyed my tongue with the power of 1,000 suns?
Please tell me this context.
That's it.
No, come on. I want to know what the mint
There is one comment that says yes.
What is the composition of the mint?
There's a comment that says yes, they'll give you a free mint as compensation.
Dang it. You stole my joke, anonymous user. I'm going to compensate you in mints. I'm going to say, I'm so sorry that mint was bad. Here's another mint. Oh my gosh. What is the composition of a mint that destroys your mouth with the fury of 1,000 suns?
It's gotta be like he just was handed a warhead. Like, that's it.
Oh,
thought it was a mint and it was just a warhead. Right?
I mean, I literally, like, I'm pretty sure everybody who's just listening to the podcast, the word warhead just got mentioned and their tongues just, like, sent, like, 10 gallons of spit into their mouth. Because that happened to me right now, just thinking about how sour a warhead is. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, yeah.
Welcome to Will and Zane's ASMR podcast, where we just say words that
make you have the mouth noises. We just
to
throw
make you
out
go,
words.
Oh, that sounds
you
sour.
make the mouth noises.
Welcome to our ASMR podcast, where we say stuff and that makes you say, oh, that makes my mouth have more spit. And that's...
Boy, sure do have a lot of spit going on right now.
That sounds sour.
Probably because they said lemon.
Yeah, let me see if I can do another one. Tabasco sauce.
Ooh.
How was that? No, there's too much spit in your mouth already. I don't think it does anything. I don't think it works
You didn't give me
twice.
a moment of
yeah.
You gotta give a moment to bask in the situation.
Okay, yeah. So now that we've gotten over the normal human reaction to talking about something sour, yeah, I do think that was probably it. And as a person who loves sour stuff, like I love warheads, but I need a mental preparation. And if somebody said, "Here's a mint," and you popped one of those,
you're not mentally prepared for a second.
Yeah, toxic waste droplets. Like, I mean, it seriously like messes you up.
Yeah,
I'm 23 years old. But I cannot convince myself to eat, 48 I said 48 twice already in this show. That's stupid. To eat like a half a bag full of like warheads the way that I used to when I was 12 years old. I mean, I probably nearly killed myself that time too, but it would definitely do the trick this time.
I think the thing that's impressive is there's no way, because mints make your mouth feel very cool. Very cold a lot of the time when like you breathe in air or drink water afterwards. It's chilling.
How does sour make your mouth feel?
Like it hurts.
It's getting attacked?
Like a pain.
Like pain.
Yeah.
Why do we like that?
Hi, I'm 13 years old. What sour does?
What do sour do?
Hi, I'm Jajar Banks. What does sour do? Misa wanna know.
Scientists discover how sour works. I'm not gonna read that scholarly article.
Oh, good.
Is sour really the fury of 1,000 suns? Or do they make like spicy candy?
There's no way that it's a mint that makes you feel a burning sensation, right? There's no way that the mint in mint condition hits you like that, like a sun. You know, I didn't even say it was in good condition. I just said it's in the condition of a mint. Now, if it's spicy, that's probably where you're getting Thousand Suns. So now, are we thinking? Well, first off, let's backtrack all the way back to can I sue Target? A. What did you do at Target that gave you a free mint?
Okay, yeah, that's a really good point. Who goes to Target and there's a person standing there ready to give you a mint?
Yeah, so I think that you were set up, pal. I think there was a man
that was not a Target worker.
I don't think that was a Target worker.
Somebody found the closest red polo in there, and they found a Janine name tag laying in between the underwear section and in the guys aisle, and then just like plopped it on and started handing out like ghost pepper chocolate or something, you know?
I think you were hit by, now you may not have heard this urban legend, that mint boy. Now,
oh, no, I'm aware of him.
You've heard this creepypasta? You've heard his creepypasta?
Yeah, no, he's bad. Remind me.
Oh yeah, that mint boy. There are fables told on nights just like this very night. I'm so glad we have. Just gonna break in the action for all the listeners gathered around the campfire. I'm sorry if you don't have a chair, but you're gonna want to buckle your arms around your legs for this one and get nice and protected, because this story is about to scare you right out of your trousers. Now, that mint boy is rumored to go target to target, only targets. And if you run into him, he might look you in the eyes once or twice and say,
Target mint?
Target mint?
Target mint for you?
If he says that it's a Target mint, I can promise you, it's not a mint from Target. He's targeting you with this mint. It sounds so believable because
it's deceiving.
It's at a Target,
deceiving.
But he's really targeting you. When you eat it, it's been poisoned for your mouth. Poisoned! Oh no! With the power of 1,000 suns. But like just enough poison that it hurts your mouth and not at all your stomach, and you're fine afterwards. It just hurt your mouth.
Injected with pure sun, it wears off quickly.
But you've been targeted. At this point, what I have to say is, the next time that you go into a Target, you may see that man again, and it's going to be really hard to turn down a second Target mint in hopes that it's a better mint.
This has to be different. This has to be better than the last.
You're going to get stuck in the Target wormhole. Which is, it's a paradox. It's just going to keep you going in a loop of never-ending, just barely poisonous mints that are forever going to leave you unsatisfied.
I'm barely surviving the poison that is Target already.
Right.
I mean, like, I fully subscribe to I can't walk into Target and walk out without anything. I mean, it is a poison that's slowly killing me.
For sure.
To be completely honest.
Yeah.
I'm giving away... I think 2/3 of my closet here pretty soon.
Yeah.
And there's a good third of that is probably just the Target poison killing me slowly.
So, to answer your question, can you sue Target over this? Yes. All right. Will,
sure.
do you have a question for us?
Why is it always about suing people? It's always about suing people on this dang podcast.
All right,
we're not
give
lawyers.
Me a non-suing related question.
We're not lawyers. Get off our backs. Who do you think we are?
That's the motto of this podcast.
Yeah, we should put ourselves as like legal help a podcast.
Yeah.
I think if we can actually go in and change that after this, that would be great. And
then
change our slogan.
For the people that don't know, just to show everyone listening how much we care, we have paper master degrees in therapy taped loosely to our walls.
I'm glad we got that
so you can tell
in.
We're both professional and self-sufficient. I know you forgot it in the beginning.
I
never
didn't forget.
said anything.
There just wasn't a fluid way for me to work you in. I'm sorry, bud.
It's not even that. You didn't even say your name. You just jumped. You said welcome to Save Your Bacon and then jumped into...
Okay, the folks need to gain a relationship with me before I can just go spilling my name. This question comes from Annie Wagner. Annie Wagner asks, recently, I told my friends that I had never sworn before in my entire life.
Oh my God.
In response, they pressured me to swear to the point where I finally cracked, and now I've said 4 swear words.
Oh no.
However, now my friends know how truly susceptible I am to peer pressure and keep trying to get me to swear. How do I resist the peer pressure to swear when my friends are so persistent?
The This is like a
I've done
really
4
bad
cusses, Zane and Will.
This is like a really bad Nickelodeon original movie of just like
I
a
know.
kid who's being peer pressured into the most mundane thing. It's just like, hey, go step on that crack. It's gonna break your mama's back. And then
No, I don't want to, Johnny. Do it, Susie. You're a nerd.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then steps on
Okay.
it. And then like the next day, it's like, hey, do it again. No, I already did it. Do it.
My mom's in
okay.
the hospital. I didn't even say hospital.
You made me break my
I said
mom's
hospital.
back.
My mom in the hospital.
I went back
Give me
home
a
and my mom
break.
hadn't broken her back yet. And I told her that she was supposed to have. And she said, what? And so I broke her back. And now I'm realizing that these are just jokes. I broke my
Yeah.
mom's back for nothing.
I broke my mom's back for no reason. Peer pressure is so hard.
Peer
No.
pressure really is hard. And I completely understand with the cussing. Because, to be fair, for a long, long period of time in my life, I hated the thought of swearing, and all my friends around me would swear like crazy.
When do you
and
swear?
you just kind of think at one point, oh, because they're all doing it so often, I think I'm supposed to be at that point in my life where I start doing it.
Yeah.
Like it's one of those things of like, even though you do it around friends, I feel like it's just one of those things. If you do it around family, part of you just like is like, I feel worse.
You feel dirty.
I feel worse
Yeah.
than I just. Oh, dirty.
No, I'm dirty. Yeah, that's exactly what it makes me feel, though. I mean, honestly, that it makes me feel like I have broken an unspoken law. And I mean, to be completely honest, I've sworn around my parents. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't think that swearing a lot of times gives a very good like example for how to live my life, but I mean, there have been times in the moment where I've sworn around my parents and not felt bad. If I were to do it in casual conversation, I would feel like the biggest dirtbag on the planet if I was just walking around with my parents just swearing. Like, I don't know. There's no good analogy. I always pretend like there's a good analogy for me, and I never get there.
Right.
Anyways, the idea of actually not swearing my entire life, though, is the wildest thing.
Absolutely. It's a very hard one. So you've made it. How many years has this person made it without swearing?
See, I was thinking about that. I was also thinking about the fact that Annie has given us so many details of her life that I'm afraid that somebody who wants to track her down could probably list off every detail of her life.
Who are you looking for?
I
well,
don't
this
know
person
how old she
that
is.
never goes outside and never swears. Oh,
Yeah, this person who, I mean, I could list them off right now, but I don't want to make it that easy for all the
Don't give them a
characteristics
list.
that she's listed in this podcast.
She's listed as the FBI's top 10 least wanted.
Yeah, least wanted, never sworn, never been pulled over by a cop, cries every other, or never cries. Something
Okay,
like that.
I was
We did
gonna
a question
say
about
that's
that.
why.
Cries a ton. No, that's mean.
Broke mom's back.
Broke mom's back.
Broke
Sworn
mom.
4 times.
Swore over broken mom.
Mom broke, then swore. Broke her mom, then swore about it.
My mom was a broker. So mad could swear about it.
Made me
You
so
guys
mad I swore.
Better not make me break my mom's back or I'm
do
gonna
it.
cuss.
If you guys make me break my mom's back, I'll cuss. Don't cuss,
Guys,
Annie.
don't let her step on that crack. She's gonna cuss. Guys,
Would you
I'll
feel like a
do
bad
it.
influence if you were the friend who kind of peer pressured your friend into swearing for the first time?
It depends. It literally depends, because the only reason I would do something like that is if in a friend group multiple people in the group were trying to get the one person to do it. If I was the last person to suggest it, then I would take full blame in my heart. I'm a very guilt-stricken person. Like
Really? Are you?
Yes. Like I still feel fun
Are you
fact.
guilty about stuff that you did for me?
Like,
Or you ever feel guilty about anything
just
to me?
just everything in life. Like
Oh,
it
no.
sucks. Like back at sophomore year of high school, there was a girl freshman year of high school, there was a girl I took to homecoming that
even know you
thought
were.
I didn't dance with her enough, and I literally
Still
I
hold that.
I not only apologized many times for like 6 years, I still feel
way.
guilty about it. Like, it's just one
No
of those things. I
way.
don't like the fact that I've made people feel bad, even though I know to this day I've still made people feel bad. I hate making people feel anything other than happy. So I get the, like, when you've got the peer pressure going, it's probably just like the same factor, right? Like, you don't want to disappoint somebody. So, like, even though it's not really that, because you're not, like, really disappointing anybody by not swearing, it's probably kind of the same factor where you're like, if I don't swear, I feel like in some odd sense I'm letting them down because they want it so much.
Dang,
so I'll
dude.
do it. But then,
Dang, dude.
then you get a taste of that good lemon, as is this ASMR. That sour taste in your mouth of the custard.
Hey, folks. Let's just take... Yeah. I mean, folks, 1 second. Yeah, thank you once again for just sticking around for us this long.
Tabasco.
Okay, keep going, Zane.
So yeah, it's just one of those.
Chipotle.
It's just one of those things. And as soon as you got a taste of that good soury vibe, I can see you, Will. I know you're gonna do
Red
another
Hots.
one. As soon as you get that sour vibe,
Pepperoni.
I can't think when I see you doing that. As soon as you get a taste for the swears, you want to set the rest of your soul free, because it's one of those things you've never done. You're like, well, now I gotta experience everything, but then you're gonna push it too far, I promise you, and then you're gonna feel very bad about swearing. So the one thing I say about peer pressure is you really can't control it, because that's what peer pressure is. It's being pressured into stuff. It's not called
like...
peer. Oh man, this feels uncomfortable, but maybe I can maintain how pressured I feel. No, it's pressure.
Oh. All right, your turn, Zane.
My question time. Okay.
Yes, your question time.
All right, here's a question for you. Unless you want to do ads.
No.
Okay.
No, I'm good.
Okay. This question comes from KG26. And
This is about the time in the episode where I started talking about where you can find us.
I feel
You're
like we
clearly here
became
for a
less
reason.
close friends just then.
Well, you won't stop podcasting with me. I know that. You love this too much.
I've been
Hey, you're already
pressured
here. Sorry, we're just getting a little personal beef here. You're here for a reason, and I don't know what that reason is. I shouldn't say that. You're here because you like us, or because a friend pressured you into listening, peer pressured you into listening. But okay, so you're probably here on either Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or YouTube. If you found another way, let us know, because that'd be weird. But those are places you can find us, and you might only know how they do that. You might only know about one of those things, but the others exist. So if you're here on Apple Podcasts thinking, man, it sure would be convenient if I had on Spotify, check us out there. Also, if you ever want to send clips to people, or you want to listen to your question or show it where your question got answered, you can always look those up on YouTube, and we have sectioned out every single one of the questions for you. Whoa, yeah, that's pretty cool. And you can send those to people so that they can have a really easy way to listen to sections that you really enjoyed.
Speaking of, you're a part of those sections, possibly, if you send in questions. If you want to send in questions and definitely be a part of those sections, you can email us your questions at saveyourbaconpodcast@gmail.com. That is saveyourbaconpodcast@gmail.com. We also have Twitter and Instagram. Both of those are at Zane and Will. You can use the hashtag SaveYourBacon or hashtag Zane and Will. That just helps us find you easier. You can DM us. Email is by far the easiest way to send them to us. Unless you just literally know us, you can send us your questions through anything, like text or Facebook or whatever you want. But guys, the podcast is genuinely growing, and it's amazing because we love doing this, and we would really love to be able to make this like something big, because not only do we love being funny together, we actually love when we accidentally give real advice on some of these too, and we love that you guys want to be a part of this. And so obviously, if you can help us grow, it's much appreciated, because I don't know about Will, but like the thought of, even if not full time, the thought of being able to do this podcast as a job is almost jaw-droppingly awesome. and it's something that both of us very much so love, and the way that this will grow and turn into something like that is all through you guys. So yeah, if you can share or just tell anybody and everybody that you can, because the closer this gets to something big, the bigger and better this entire show is going to get, and that's all thanks to you guys. Okay, this question now does come from KG26, whatever. His question is, how do I get everything in my life to smell like vanilla? Context. My skin, cookware, door, bed, food, etc. How do you get everything to smell like vanilla? Put vanilla on it.
I mean, I don't know how. My first thought, definitely, yes.
What else do you do? I'd like to actually hear, how do you get everything in your life to smell like vanilla without just putting vanilla on it?
Yeah, that is the difficulty. That is the hoop that we have to jump over to answer this question. We cannot say put vanilla on it, add vanilla to it. We have to figure out how to make it smell like vanilla without vanilla-ing it. Ready, go. Do you have any ideas?
All right. So first thing you're gonna do is you're gonna take all of the vanilla that you have in your kitchen. You're gonna throw that out. You don't need that anymore.
Now your trash can smells like vanilla.
Throw that out the window. All of a sudden, boom! Outside it smells like vanilla.
All of it smells like vanilla. You had a lot.
You had a lot. A whole backyard smells like vanilla.
Your backyard reeks of
vanilla. Then your dog, you're gonna let your dog out. Your dog's gonna go to the backyard. Dog's gonna roll around. Dog smells like vanilla. Dog comes back into the house. Dog starts rolling on everything. Dog makes everything smell like vanilla.
And your husband Randy says, what smells like poop and vanilla? And he says, oh, that's the dog. And now our carpet. And you want to wash the carpet. Mm-hmm. And so you take the carpet. It's a very large carpet. Yeah. And you have to put it inside your washer. It's too large. Mm-hmm. The washer breaks down, and suds and vanilla just come pouring out of the washer, and you have no way to clean it. You have to run out of the basement. You go upstairs, but the suds are following you up. They're too strong. The vanilla suds are coming up the stairs, and you can't defeat them. You can't kill bubbles. You can't kill suds.
I've learned the hard way. You cannot
I've learned the hard way. You can't kill suds. And so vanilla suds come up the stairs, spill onto your hardwood floors. The dog is aghast but very happy. And your children dive down the stairs. Suds don't hold up people. Your children get concussions. Little did they know. And when you take your child to the hospital smells like vanilla.
There you go. Now it's all in the hospital. Now, that's like the key factor in getting everything to smell like vanilla. Because now you're going to make everyone in the hospital smell like vanilla. So not only everybody in the hospital is vanilla scented, everyone that visits them is going to be vanilla scented. And then they're going to take that home. And then everyone that they see later is going to become vanilla scented. So
yeah, I mean, soon the world will be vanilla scented because of your contributions and suds. So,
yeah, and the only thing that you have to worry about in this situation is that breast milk guy that very well might come and try and put a stop to this.
I mean, yeah.
With that IQ that he has, he's probably already aware that it's in move.
He's fighting against it. Yeah. I mean, I've had vanilla-scented stuff in my car. This is a true story. I got out of the gym once, and I forgot what time it was that I went to the gym. Mm-hmm. And I had a date afterwards.
Oh, good.
And I was like, I don't have time to go home. I just sweated my balls off. Mm-hmm. And so I reached for the vanilla, the liquid holders that you put on top of the vents.
Yep.
I broke it. Purposely. I opened it. I retrieved the vanilla scent. And I put it on my neck and wrists. And then I went to my date. I mean, I kid you not.
At any point did they say, you smell like, how do I put this kindly, an incredible amount of vanilla.
It was thicker than you think it is. The vanilla, that is, not the
vanilla,
date.
Not the date.
No, but like the stuff inside those, mine was a Yankee Candle one. I popped that sucker open. It's just in a little baggie, pretty much. But you gotta stab it. I was driving and I pulled over on the side of the road and took out my keys so I could stab it with my key.
Oh my god.
And then started putting it on my neck because I didn't want to show up smelling like sweat and salt and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever.
Hey, your shirt looks really sweaty, but you only smell like vanilla. What happened?
But you just smell like my grandma's cupboard. What's up with that?
I think I'd actually be more curious to see a man that looks incredibly sweaty, but somehow only smells like vanilla. Because now the biggest question is, how you do that?
How you done that? You don't smell vanilla now, do you?
Why the scent not match?
Is that sweat? You gotta tell me.
Are you drenched in vanilla?
Have you fallen into a vat of vanilla on your way to this date? Did you drive off the ledge into a pond of vanilla and dig yourself out before getting to this date? Yeah, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, you could always just have your house fall into a sinkhole full of vanilla, and then your whole life is consumed by vanilla.
It's like an Edgar Allan Poe poem, except it's just not as scary, and it was very avoidable.
A slow process that you chose and went into purposefully. Yeah, I like that. I hope that helps.
This is also a good time to plug PSA. Just be very aware. Vanilla suds are a very serious thing, and ask your doctor if you ever come in contact with them and how to treat them. Thank you.
Are you kidding? I can't tell if you're joking.
Thank
Have you had an interaction with vanilla suds?
Will, do you have a question?
Zane, answer the question. This is entrapment if you don't answer. Okay, I have one more question. If I'm always out hiking for the rest of my life, would I ever have to pay taxes? This is from Son of Dick. Thank you, Son of Dick. Now, the viewers cannot see your eyes, but I can see the amazement because, dang, is this a good idea? I like this question.
This is a very first off, very obvious answer.
What?
Of course you don't have to pay taxes.
What are you talking about? There's not a definitive answer to this. Everybody pay taxes. You do two things in life.
What's
you
the
die,
second one? Okay.
And you either go to heaven or hell, right? And then you probably pay taxes, but we don't know.
Can I just point
out?
out?
You always pay taxes.
Can I just point out this beautiful thing that those are the only two certainties in life, and somehow there is no third certainty of you're born.
Hey, that's a good point. Change it up, folks. We found we concluded that you were wrong.
I'm not saying we just rewrote the 10 Commandments.
Yeah, the 10 Commandments. Taxes and death.
Thou shalt be taxed. Thou will probably die someday.
That's 10.
5 and 5.
5 and 5. Okay, if I'm always out hiking for the rest of my life, would I ever have to pay taxes? I like to view this as like a ghost person sort of idealization where you don't open credit cards, you do not have a bank account, you do not use a debit card. Those are all related, but you know what I'm saying. Like you don't do any of these things. You grub for cash and then you buy more boots because you just have a stock
hike
of
boots.
You have more hike boots. Your whole bag is full of hike boots, and we're hungry. Our whole bag full of hike boots. We eat hike boots again. No, but like, would you have to fake your death, or could you just go for it?
That's a weirdly...
Can you just up and leave? Would they ever find you is the thing. Would you, if you left, would you ever have to pay taxes because you're never coming back? I think that's the idea here, right? Like, you can go on a trip and avoid your responsibilities for 4 days while you're going to a camping site.
Okay.
If you literally never come back, what's the repercussion?
Okay, so this is where the question gets tricky. Because in my head, the definite yes comes from, you don't own a house, you don't own anything that would be taxed. Of course you're not going to get taxed, because you just don't have that. But I like the scenario now where you do have a house and a bunch of stuff that will get taxed, but can you get away with just not paying the taxes because you don't exist in that spot anymore?
Yes, you have responsibilities. You have a mortgage. You have a cat that needs to get fed.
You have kids.
You have kids.
They're not with
leaving
you.
them behind. You were getting taxed emotionally because you left your kids
They
behind.
were very taxing on your life, yeah.
Yeah, so you're not being taxed in that way anymore. Your
You
kids
used
are
to drive
the
taxis.
worst. You used to. You drove a taxi. Your kids were taxed on your
You
life.
used to work taxidermy.
And you were a taxidermist by trade. No more taxes because you're hiking. Sometimes on the hiking trails, you kill an opossum and you say, I could fill this with stuffing. No, I'm getting away from the taxes.
Right, I
and
can't.
you leave it behind.
I can't.
You leave that skin of possum on the forest floor.
You start to go insane because you're like, I have to kill this squirrel to survive this winter night, or I could invest in killing 10 squirrels so that I can eat for long. No, I can't do that because then I'm gonna get squirrel taxed, and that's gonna bring up a whole scenario.
I must make hat of squirrel. I'm earmuffs of squirrel.
If you make any investment, even if it's metaphorical in life, you will get taxed. So you can't invest in like where you're gonna shelter up for the night or like food for the winter or things like that. So if you're just out hiking, you're gonna need to get really lucky with hikers passing by, and you need to be like, yo, you got chips in your bag that you can give me?
Tax-free chips?
I'm trying really hard not to pay taxes. Do you have some chips I could eat?
I'm super anti-tax. This is Will and Zane podcast, the no tax because of hiking podcast.
This is how to hike your way out of taxes.
The anti-taxi, anti-taxidermy, anti-taxing kids podcast where we tell you never to do those things again.
Well, let's think of it this way, now that you mention it. For
Run away from your children.
Hikers that could have been taxed while they were out hiking. Think of that guy in that 127 hours. What if he got stuck on tax day? Would they really be mad at him?
They tax him an arm and a leg.
Oh, this is going to cost me. This is going to cost me.
It's going to cost me an arm. Okay. Bad joke.
5 days.
It's going to be 5 days and one arm. Yeah, I mean, I like the idea of leaving your entire life behind. I think it's a solid idea. Mm-hmm. If you didn't tax, you might not be able to continue listening. And for that reason alone, I think that do you get taxes for electric? You do.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you get taxed for electric, so you can't charge your phone.
Right.
You can find public speaker systems that are playing podcasts, music, that sort of thing, if you really need to search after your media. Tabasco. But if you... Oh, there it goes. You feel the tinglies?
That's the tingles in my mouth.
That's the tinglies. That's the segue tinglies.
I'm really glad that this episode is very indecisive on whether or not it's an advice episode or an ASMR episode.
It's really on the edge of both. Because we're doing a lot of advice and a lot of ASMR. So it could really go both ways. We're going to tag it as law, ASMR, and advice. Think you could do that for this episode, Zane? Is that too hard?
No, that's exactly right in our wheelhouse.
Okay,
that's
cool.
what we were born for.
I mean, we weren't born for advice either, but we found ourselves in this
When I was born, my dad said, "You will give advice, and anything else is temporary."
Everything else is taxes, and then you'll die. That was the last time I spoke with my father.
That was the day I was born, and that was also the last day I spoke with him. And also now he's out hiking and doesn't pay taxes.
One day he loved saying he was going to go for a hike, and he never came back.
The other day, it's been 21 years. The other day I was out hiking. I could have sworn I saw a man that resembled my father.
I could have sworn I saw a Yeti man that looked strangely like my father from 13 years ago. He hasn't shaved in 13 years. Yeti man? Is that you, Dad? You probably aren't listening to this podcast.
Breaking news, man killed by Yeti. Thought it was his dad?
Will and Zane, I have a question for your podcast. My dad left 13 years ago to go on a hike. Does he have to pay taxes?
May not have to pay taxes, but he's definitely paying the price.
He's not getting taxed by our living or his taxidermy business, but yeah, man.
You want me to give us one last one?
I do, yeah.
Okay. I'll give you an easy one. This question is from Yellow Green Panther.
Thank you.
The final character made by Stan Lee before he was knocked unconscious.
Turtle Boy's trusty sidekick.
Yellow Green
Panther.
Hi, I'm Turtle Boy, and this is my trusty animal steed, Yellow Green Panther.
Oh my god.
Is Yellow Green Panther just that lion from He-Man? Okay. Alright, thank you for your name. The question is, anybody not have orange juice on cereal? The context. Anybody not have orange juice on cereal? Like, does anyone have it dry?
Does anybody have their orange juice dry?
The question... Not the question, but I love the idea.
You ever had dried orange juice?
So the point is, people, have milk with cereal. This person's putting orange juice on their cereal. And the question states, do you either put orange juice on your cereal or not put anything on your cereal? There is no middle. Yellow Green Panther has spent their whole life having nothing but orange juice on their cereal. Do you think we need to introduce them to Breast Milk Guy?
Yup. Hi, I have the in-between for you. Do you think Breast Milk Guy feels like he's really betraying himself when he has actual milk?
Can we wrap up this question by segueing and saying, just stop putting orange juice on your cereal?
What kind of cereal would you put orange juice on?
And follow up with a follow-up question.
Mine would be Oops All Berries.
To the first question, my follow-up question, I just now realized, I don't know how old this person is in this relationship, and they are breastfeeding off of their spouse. Was there a time where they stopped being breastfed and then got into this relationship and started again?
And say, yeah, it's back to hop back on the train.
Yeah, like it was... All right, did they hop back on the train, or did they never get off? Like, which one's less disturbing?
Yeah, which one makes you sleep better?
Neither.
We're gonna release 2 episodes, and one's gonna be where I say it's clearly the one where he never stopped, and the other one's gonna say it's clearly the one where he got back on the train. And you'll be able to see both episodes. They'll both say part 1 and part 2 of Breast Boy. And
what do you think though? Like, is it more disturbing that this guy is working his wife? Or is it more disturbing that he may have been working his mom and then was like, I've got a wife now that'll take your place?
This is why I got into this relationship. We've made it. I mean, okay. Is this the least family-friendly episode we've made, or is it the most family-friendly episode we've made?
It's definitely within the healthcare spectrum of the podcast.
Okay, so healthcare, law, advice, what are the others?
ASMR, wherever that fits.
ASMR. I hope you leave this episode with a mouthful of spit. That is our wish for you. A tax evasion and a mouthful of spit. That's all we would really wish upon our people. Yeah, I would definitely have Oops All Berries for my orange juice cereal. I think that would be okay. So this is the time of the week where we look and say, wow, where's the time gone? And check our watches and see that the sun has passed us. Mm-hmm. And it is dusk.
The sun has passed us.
The sun has passed us.
Oh, would you look at that? Well, the sun has passed.
The sun has passed. It is the dusk of the day. And I will usher you out of our small abode that we call home, our ranch style. You can pass underneath the decorative porch and enter your car and take the leisurely drive home from wherever whence you came. We would just like to say a big thank you to everybody on our way out. I'll thank you all individually and shake your hands because we've become really good friends over this time, and I just appreciate all that you've done for us and making this podcast possible. Big thanks once again to all of our question askers who've sent stuff in. Sorry, Annie, that we know so much about your personal life. But yeah, this has been Save Your Bacon. I said it this time. My name is Will.
My name is Zane.
And you guys, take it easy. And if it's easy, take it twice.